One of the most desirable roles in the tech industry is product management. As the main advocate for the customer, the PM is really there to help ensure a smooth execution at every stage of the feature or product development lifecycle. As PMs get more senior, they become involved in roadmap and strategy definition, as well as managing more junior level PMs. While the PM role is most prevalent in software companies, it's permeating hardware and non-tech businesses as well. Today's customers demand a lot, so it's important to have someone who's in touch with the voice of the customer who also has influence across teams. For those looking to build their career as a product manager, this video is going to serve as guidance for building product skills in adjacent roles. That may be due to the product management role at the company you want not being available or not accessible to you right now, or you may want to develop your skills in more targeted areas first and then bring them into product down the road. So let's get right into it. As someone who has worked in product as well as a number of adjacent roles, I've noticed that the strongest product managers, those with the best product intuition, rarely started out directly in product. Instead, they somehow worked around product for a significant amount of time before explicitly having the PM title. Their backgrounds include a range of experiences from other roles such as engineering, finance, design, sales, and more, and their experience often spans multiple industries. Very few companies offer entry-level product management roles. The two exceptions would be product management interns, which are usually only available to MBA candidates, as well as associate PM roles, which are usually only offered by the big tech companies, which coincidentally have hiring freezes right now. There's no college degree to become a product manager. While useful PM courses exist from the likes of Reforge, these are targeted at those already established in their careers looking to develop their product intuition. Some might pursue an MBA degree, and this is definitely helpful for improving your business intuition. However, it's by no means the only way to get into product management. And people don't normally pursue MBA degrees directly out of college. They usually work for a few years first. So even the MBA degree itself requires a bit of seniority. In some ways, the PM role is a management position. It's right there in the title, product management, even though many aspects are more closely related to process management rather than people management. As PMs increase in seniority, the level of people management will continue, but so will the level of responsibility in areas like working on larger products or features, creating roadmaps and strategy, and managing individual contributors. Finally, product management is highly competitive. You can expect that for any given company, for every one PM, there are going to be between 3 and 10 engineers. This means that there are a lot fewer PMs than there are engineers and other people working on the product, meaning that it's really hard to get into this role. I'm not saying that you should not pursue PM if the right role opens up to you. I'm just saying that there are more opportunities that are related to PM that will probably be available to you earlier in your career. And if the PM role doesn't open right away at the right company, you should consider one of these other roles that I'm going to talk about in this video. I briefly want to touch on what PMs are expected to do and what the day-to-day activities are, and whether you really need to be technical or you can get away being non-technical being a product manager. The day-to-day activities of a product manager tend to revolve around the following: talking to customers or analyzing product requests from go-to-market teams, generating requirements based on product requests and internal resources, communicating constantly with cross-functional stakeholders, executing on specific aspects of the roadmap so that you can build your feature and bring it to launch, and finally, enabling internal stakeholders on what you've built so that they are prepared to go out and sell it. Most PMs are going to do some combination of those things I just listed, but beyond that, different companies are going to have different expectations of their PMs, and that's also going to dictate how technical you need to be to get into the product management role. Some PMs are going to be relatively non-technical and much more focused on the customer side on optimizing the user experience, while other PMs will be less close to the customer and much closer to the development teams, working much more heavily on the nitty-gritty of the product, and they are effectively outsourcing talking to customers to the go-to-market teams. This is all going to depend on how much the company relies on adjacent roles, often in sales, to talk to customers, and how much industry specific technical knowledge is going to need to be to help develop and launch products in your specific space that you're interested in. So keep in mind as you're going through this, you may need to build up more specific industry technical knowledge to get into the PM role in the industry you desire. And there may be more technical or more talking to customers related roles that will help you build up the requisite knowledge of your particular space. There are three roles out there that sound like they're pretty much the same, and those are product management, program management, and project management. In case you're not already familiar with the difference, I want to walk through those in this video. There are some transferable skills between project management or program management and product management. However, I don't think that project and program management are the most relevant early career goals to pursue for those looking to eventually get into product management. Let me dive into why. Program management is generally focused on the execution of internal initiatives to meet company objectives, as opposed to actually execution on specific features or product areas. So, program management is internal, while product management is more product and customer facing. Some tech companies, notably Microsoft, have blurred the lines, and they'll actually call their product managers program managers. However, we're going to go with the classic definition of the product manager, which is the person who's working on delivering a feature or product to market. I generally think that program management is a bit too far removed from the product development process to really be the right choice for someone early in their career hoping to get into product management directly. Now, I really want to dig into the difference between product management and project management, because there are some red flags that those early in their career might not know to look out for, and it can really make a difference in your experience as an early PM. Some companies will tend to treat product managers, especially those early in their career, more like project managers. When these companies do that, they're essentially telling you, we're more focused on time and resource allocation and the achievement of short-term results, rather than the product manager's goal of the ongoing development, launch, and iteration of a product. Both roles are important in the product development process, but they are distinct. While I believe that product managers should participate in objectives and key results, as I explained in a recent video, companies that conflate project management and product management are generally not great places to grow your product management career. The reason is that when companies are so focused on the project management aspects, they tend to deprioritize the product management aspects. There's so much pressure to achieve short-term results and unreasonable demands to grow massively early on in the development cycle cause PMs to get frustrated and leave. This means that there's limited opportunity for mentorship from more senior PMs at these companies because they got frustrated and left, and the cycle is just going to continue on and on. These companies, for whatever reason, just seem to never want to adopt product management properly because they think they can use the product manager and the project manager as the same person, but then the project management always becomes the more important priority. So be very wary of these companies and ask around to understand what you're getting yourself into. Before we get into the roles that are highly relevant to aspiring PMs, I want to list out some of the most critical skills that I think PMs should have going into the roles. Some of the best product managers possess most, if not all, of these skills, and I think that if you pursue these skills through several different roles related to product management, you're going to be a killer PM yourself. Those skills are talking to customers and understanding implicit needs, behavior, and preferred messaging. Working cross-functionally with other teams. Presenting concepts visually and concisely. Familiarity with technical architecture and concepts. Familiarity with engineering development cycles. Willingness to get hands dirty with technical aspects and learn on the fly. A working knowledge of product, UI, and UX design. Understanding pricing and economics, and understanding product roadmaps and strategy. Now that we've gone through some of the skills that great PMs possess, I want to go through some of the roles that aspiring PMs can consider on their path to becoming a great product manager. This is by no means an exhaustive list. Some of these roles are going to have a technical barrier to entry, while others don't. Mainly, I would recommend that you start somewhere that fits your existing interest and skill set and see where you can develop from there and hop around if necessary. Here's a business school matrix of the roles that are relevant to developing your PM skills. While some are more customer facing and some are more technical, I believe that you should balance your career development with some technical growth as well as some go to market and customer facing growth. So you may want to pick from different places on this matrix to round out your skill set. And I'm not going to go through all of the roles, but what I will do is briefly put up the roles on the screen, and you can pause the video as you need to understand the specifics of each role and how it's relevant to product management. So hopefully this gives you an idea of some of the adjacent roles to start developing your skill set. Maybe you are already in one of those roles or you had one of them in the past, and that's great. Build on that and consider where you need to round yourself out to become an overall great product manager. I want to give you a challenge before I send you off, and that is no matter what role you're currently in, be a product manager, even though you don't have the title. Product managers generally do not have direct authority over other stakeholders beyond people in product. They have to influence people without authority. So, if you're in a role that's not product management, this is the perfect opportunity to practice influencing without authority while building your product skill set in an adjacent role. Here's just a few of the things you can do to help you develop that indirect influence as well as work more closely with the product team from an adjacent role. Become a subject matter expert by communicating new feature launches, product roadmaps, and more from the product team to your team. Try the product out for yourself. Identify what you like and what you don't like. Practice identifying requirements and write the product spec for a new feature. Research and summarize the trends you are hearing from customers or in industry communications. Submit product requests, also known as product gaps, when customers want something that the product does not currently provide. Be the voice of the customer. Advocate for the customer and what they're saying, relaying information in customers' own words. Study technical architectures and probe around about why decisions were made. Identify areas of improvement for the existing tech stack and ways to leverage the existing architecture for additional functionality. By doing these exercises, you're building up your product intuition, establishing a relationship with the product team, and building up your reputation as someone with product intuition, meaning that when it comes time for a promotion, you're going to be more likely to be considered for going into product because you are a product-aware person and people know you for that. So it's just something to consider that find whatever role you have or take your existing current role and leverage that role to become more product aware and position yourself as a product expert. So that's all I've got for today. My main thesis is that you can start working in product adjacent roles to build up your product skills and help you ultimately become a much stronger PM than if you were just starting off in the product management role. There are a lot of adjacent roles that are really relevant to product management, as well as things you can do within your existing role that will help you become more product aware and position yourself as a product expert. So I hope this was useful to someone. Please let me know what your current role is right now and how that's relevant to product management and how you can leverage it to become closer to the product team. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.